Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Jahlial in this incarnation, and today I wanted to focus on resistance, on how to surrender to transcend resistance. And I wanted to talk about this because yesterday I explained how we are experimenting this square between Venus and Uranus, and we are experimenting a square between the Sun, Leo, and Jupiter in Taurus. So Jupiter is this planet of expansion, of abundance, of finding the sense in the experiences. But Jupiter is a planet that is always growing and making bigger everything that touches. So Uranus in Taurus is telling us, okay, these bases that you have, these things that made you comfortable and secure are not serving anymore for the next phase of your process. So it's important that you construct, you build other bases that are more elevated. And many people could experiment these transits, as a very profound change in the bases. So in their foundations. So I think it's important to understand that resistance is something very natural during these changes. Resistance is this part of ourselves, the ego, when it disconnects and appears through negative thoughts and emotions that are giving us the perception that reality is too difficult, or maybe that we don't have power to change things, or that things won't work right, or many masks, many perceptions, many filters. So this resistance appears, and it's very hard to go on, when this resistance appear. So I think it's very important to understand that this mechanism is activated when we are about to change, when we have to take decisions that are important for us. But not only that, this resistance appears when we have to go through a process that the ego doesn't want to go through. So I wanted to mention Viktor Frankl to give an example of this, because this man was a psychiatrist that was sent to a concentration camp during the Nazi regime. And this man wrote this book that in English I think it's Man's Searching for Meaning or something like that. And he developed this theory that finding a sense, finding a purpose in times of adversity is very important to transcend those times. And he mentioned how there were a lot of men that were physically stronger than him, but they literally died because they couldn't find a sense. They didn't find a meaning for those experiences. And today I woke up remembering about him. So I thought, what would happen if Viktor Frankl, would have perceived his reality as a total injustice, and then he would have stayed in that perception. Maybe he couldn't reach the levels of freedom that he accessed through that situation. And I did a video before talking about how important it is to not punish ourselves, telling ourselves that we deserve certain negative situations. It's not about that. Although we can find the meaning or the connection we have on the inside to that experiences, I think it's important to always get the lesson or understanding for what those situations are appearing in our life. I don't think nobody deserves to be in a concentration camp. So I think it's important to understand this. But as I said before, ego takes new masks along the way, because every time that we are growing in our consciousness levels, ego needs to be more subtle and more intelligent in order to produce challenges too. So many times we could be going through situations, and we are telling ourselves, okay, this have a divine purpose, or this have a lesson, and I really want to learn the lesson because I don't want this situation anymore, for example. And behind that, there is an ego resistance, because maybe the invitation of life is only to surrender ourselves, and to surrender to that situation, and to really heal. It's not finding the purpose or the lesson right now. It's not finding the answers, but only to go through that situation. So I think it's very important to focus during those processes in things that could bring relief to us. Maybe if we are already aligned with our life purpose, with our mission, to put the energy there, or to put the energy in things that could bring us relief. Because if we are not feeling that, if we are not feeling this inner peace, it is because we are disconnecting from our higher self. That's all. We are not in coherence anymore, and I think this is very part of the process, of the path. And it's part of the practice of humility, because many times I said this before, humility is a practice. Humility is not something that we reach one day. Humility is something that we have to practice every day, because we always will have tests with this. And ego many times doesn't want to surrender, because the ego don't think that that situation is something that is that is justice for me, or that I should really experiment. So other example that I wanted to put, it's a very simple one, but I think ego function in phases, and many times we have to go through different spirals of the same thing in order to heal certain patterns. So let's put this example very, very, very silly. Let's suppose that I am in the street and somebody insults me. So in the first phase, I insult that person back. I get very angry and I insult that person back. So in the second phase, maybe this person can insult me on the street, but I can, do put the work, and I start to recognize the feeling of anger, and then I don't insult back that person, but I come back to my home and I stay like all the day with this angry inside. With this anger inside. So I could not do the action, but it's hard to let go. So the third phase could be that this person is insulting me, and then I can stop and recognize the anger, and even recognize what is the wound, which is the wound that person is activating on me. And then I can let go the emotion. And maybe at the fourth phase, the person is insulting me, and I can send him blessings, really blessings, not as a bypassing, as an spiritual bypassing. So I can send love to that person, and then that person maybe goes back to his home or her home, and this person is starting to ask himself or herself about their own behaviors. I can see it, I can leave a seed of love, really. But this is about a real practice, This is not about bypassing our emotions or bypassing situations. This is about really face them. And many times it takes a lot of spirals. And one of the masks of the ego is about to, want to be in another place. And the healing process needs us to be accepting whatever is presenting in the present moment. So I think it's very important to transcend resistance. Many times we only have to trust in the process, trust in the universe, and to put our focus in things that could bring us relief. Okay, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you, everyone, and see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.